Do you ever look back on your life and wish you had made different choices? Maybe gone to a different school, married someone else, taken a different job, or studied something else entirely? Everyone has regrets. No one lives a perfect life. Not even our pillars of the faith did life perfectly. Moses, King David, Peter, Paul, they made some huge mistakes, failures that were recorded in the Bible for all of us to see. So how do you process your mistakes? How do you not live in the what ifs and the guilt trips? How do you stop remembering and regretting your failures to the point that they paralyze your present? There are 3 essential elements that I want to share with you to help you move forward. The first is self-acceptance, the second is self-compassion, and the third is courage. Let me start with self-acceptance. Now, this isn't some fake ignoring reality or looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're perfect and wonderful and you've never made any mistakes. And it's not about forgiving yourself for past failures. You see, what has kept you stuck in regret over your past mistakes are some unrealistic expectations of yourself. In a backward kind of way, your pride is wounded. You're disappointed in yourself that you didn't do better, that you weren't more perfect. But the truth is, you didn't know how to do it better, or you hadn't learned the lesson you needed to learn back then. Once you can accept that you are an ordinary, imperfect, beautiful, but broken human being, your failures won't hold the same power over you. Instead of bringing you shame, they become your teachers. You learn from them. It's time to experience what you so desperately crave, God's love and forgiveness of your sinful, beautiful, imperfect self. But first, you have to accept that you need it. Second, you need some self-compassion. If you had a friend who made the same mistake you have, how would you treat her? What would you say to her? It probably wouldn't be anything close to what you say to yourself. I think sometimes we're afraid to be compassionate toward ourselves because that would mean that we don't think what we did was a big deal. And so if we don't ruthlessly beat ourselves up, we won't learn from those mistakes. But that's not true. Self-compassion is not self-pity or self-indulgence. Self-compassion is accepting the truth that I'm a limited, finite human being who doesn't have all the answers and sometimes blows it. Self-compassion still takes responsibility. It makes amends. It repents and learns from the mistakes. But because of self-acceptance, you no longer expect yourself never to make any mistakes. And last, courage. It's time to stop looking backward and start looking forward. You aren't done with your life. You still have a purpose. Start living it. Remember, there's a world of difference between making a mistake and seeing yourself as a mistake, from failing at something to failing at life. Mistakes are not your identity. They are just mistakes, and they can be valuable if you learn from them. Have the courage to make a new choice, the choice to let go of the past and live in the now, the courage to believe that God loves you and forgives you, the courage to know that God can still use your imperfect life, and the courage to surround yourself with wise friends who will help you learn from your mistakes and not beat you up. Friend, don't allow guilt, shame, regret to stop you. Let your mistakes be stepping stones that will lead you to make the changes needed so that you can live the purposeful life that God promised.